I just want to let you know how I feel. I just want to let you know how I feel. I just want to let you know how I feel. I just want to let you know how I feel.
What up, if I ruled the world nation? What's good? It's your boy CD in the building. I want to say what's up. We are 2 days away from Christmas 2016.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Christmas is coming. I got the red sweater on.
I see you representing.
Festive. I'm representing. I'm one of Santa's elves, you know what I mean? One of his elves.
One of them, huh?
One of them, just one of them.
Okay.
So you know what? We're gonna finish up the month of December.
Right.
You know what? We got like one more episode after this, but we're gonna talk about as Christmas is 2 days away. Let's think about some of the things that we've talked about. We talked about love. It's the top of the month. We've also talked about forgiveness.
Right.
And we've talked about sacrifice. So we're gonna talk about redemption today. And what does the word redeem mean to each and every one of us? You know?
Right.
When I think about redemption, I'm thinking about, you know what, you may have done certain things in your life that you may not be proud of, right? And you found out, you know, that that's not the way that you want to do.
Yes.
So you try to rectify yourself, make some changes, and now you've been redeemed. You are a new person. You are a totally new person. You're going to forget about all the stuff that you've done before, and now you're somebody new, and you're going to make the best of that opportunity, right?
Okay, that's a good
That's what I do when I think. So Fabi, when you think about redemption or the word redeem, what comes to your mind?
When I think of redemption, I actually think of a film.
Oh, yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
The Color Purple. That's a classic.
Wow, the classic. Yeah.
Yes, man.
Which part?
The very ending. First of all, Danny Glover has an uncanny resemblance to my late father. So for a long time after we watched Color Purple, we didn't like our dad. I didn't speak to my dad for a long time. I mean, Danny is a legend. He was so convincing in that role. Yeah. But the very ending where the sisters reunited.
Oh, yeah.
And, and it was because of him, because he kept all the letters. He was keeping it away from her. He was keeping it away from Celie. That was her character.
Right.
So I think he's the one that was able to make that happen.
What movie was this?
The Color Purple, directed by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
And he looked from afar and he kind of smiled. That was his way of redeeming all the years of abuse that he she was at the hands of, and he did that by reuniting the sisters. That was his means of redeeming.
You know, I think I gotta watch that movie again.
Yeah, you do.
I don't remember having a good
You know
like
what?
that.
I think that's before my time.
You know what?
I think that's before my
We're
time.
about to take your black card. You about to get your black card taken away from you.
I don't know nothing about that movie. I think that's before my
The Color
time.
Purple is a classic.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a young pup in there. You know what I mean?
What?
So I'm a young pup in the building. So I don't know nothing about
Look,
that.
I'm young too.
All right. So El Boogie, how about you? We thinking about the word redemption.
When I think of the word redeem or redemption, I think of either regaining or gaining something. So you may have lost something or you need to gain something. So you take this action of redeeming in order to gain it or regain it back. So like maybe you have lost your self-esteem, or you may have lost your will to live. And I see redeem as trying to build yourself back up or attain something that could take you to another level. So that's what I think of when I think of redeem or redemption. Maybe a little slightly different, but that's what comes to mind for me.
Okay.
It also means to buy or purchase.
I like that.
The buy or purchase. Oh yeah, to redeem something.
Because you could redeem
a coupon,
or redeem a lottery ticket. I won.
That's right.
Where's my money?
That's right. You better believe that. I'll be right there when it opens.
But you know what? It's something I want to circle back to Fabi and your example. I want us to sit there for a little bit.
Okay.
Explain again to me about that part of that movie that really spoke to you about redemption and what he did to those girls and how he was able to redeem himself.
Well, for anyone who hasn't seen The Color Purple, or if you need to be refreshed, Whoopi Goldberg's character, Celie, was kind of like the ugly duckling, you know what I mean? And this man, who was played by Danny Glover, literally used and abused her and had her cooking, cleaning, and taking care of him. And he ripped her away from her sister, and her sister ended up moving to Africa. And this is like taking place in the dirty South. You know, this is like before civil rights movement, you know what I mean? So this is like a time and an era where it wasn't too good for blacks. And so he treated her like worse than a maid. He treated her like dirt. And most importantly, he kept her sister or any links to any family or friends away from her. But the entire time he was doing that, he was keeping all her letters because her sister was writing her from Africa. So he was keeping all her letters. He might have had a bag of hundreds of letters. So somehow I think towards the ending, they don't really show it in a film, but you know, it's implied and you can kind of put two and two together. He must have contacted her in Africa and got her to come and told her, you know, this is where we're at. This is the address. And then she came.
Wow.
And they reunited and they had the classic, this is what happened at the end when they
the
started doing
patty
this.
cake.
Yes, remember this? And he was looking from afar, and now at this point he's old. He's like probably 70s, you know. He you know, as you get older, whatever, you know, is going on with you, you start to humble yourself. Humility starts to kick in. So he wasn't that same aggressive, overbearing, you know, controlling person. He just kind of like, that was his way of redeeming himself and making it right, making all his wrongs right.
Nice.
And so he like delivered her and he kind of felt good. You could tell like his face, he's such an excellent actor. He's a phenomenal thespian. You saw it all of his face. It was just kind of like, all right, I did that. You know?
Yeah, I like
forgive
that.
me, yeah.
That's a great example.
You think so? Okay,
Yeah, that's good. That's why I wanted to circle back. You really had it was really in depth because you're really describing it with a really good example of a man who did some things to a specific person.
Yes.
The years have passed, and now he wanted to right the wrongs, and it actually worked out to success for the two sisters reuniting. So
right, and I'm not even sure if they knew that he was the reason why.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but it was
I
for
like that.
himself. You know, the feelings of redemption was for himself.
I like
not
for
no one else. Yeah.
I like. Do we still believe in that in this day and time that people are thinking of redeeming themselves and about redemption?
I don't know, it's tough. You know, everybody here kind of just do their own thing, and you know, they kind of walk over everybody else. You know, so I would say that the underdogs may, you know, those that get trampled over, those that get, you know, overlooked, those that, you know, feel like they have lost their way, you know, and there's no hope for them. I think that we try to inspire them to redeem and to build themselves back up in order to, you know, obtain whatever it is that they felt they lost. I know personally, you know, I've actually went through a time of redemption also. You know, I have felt, you know, really broken down and real, you know, lost at a young age, you know, and someone had helped me, you know, to regain myself and redeem myself. And, you know, I became, you know, very strong-minded after the fact. You know, and big shout out to Grandmaster Daniel Stewart.
Oh yeah, you talked about him before.
Yeah, he does. You know, and you know, what's very common in the black community is that you don't feel like there's a lot of options for you. You know, we look at a lot of the negativity that's in, you know, the black communities, and you know, these guys doing drugs, or you know, they just be happy to get out of high school, you know. But no, sometimes there's some kids that dream to be a doctor, dream to be a lawyer, or a judge, or you know, an actor. You know, and you know, a lot of times them dreams could get, you know, shut down, even by your family and your household. You know, you know, and then you don't have a father figure there that, you know, that can guide you and help you and you know, and support you. Man, it's tough, you know, because everybody else also don't believe that they can do it. So why would they support you and think that you can do it, man?
Okay.
So it's, you know, it can be very traumatizing. You know, even for the ball players. You know, there's a lot of excellent ball players that come from the hood, but also, you know, they don't really believe you can do it until they actually start seeing the results for you, seeing you believe yourself, seeing you out there, you know, all night long, you know, days at a time, you know, all night playing ball and practicing this and that, until you actually say to yourself, I'm going to do it, you know, and disregard what everybody else says, in the community that we in.
So let me touch on that a little bit. So you talked about the athletes in the hood, right? So those might be prime examples. To dig in a little bit deeper, so what you're saying and clarifying is that there are guys in the hood that may have been gangbanging for whatever. Now their skills have allowed them to have a different life, and now they're professional athletes. So that's another example of redemption in the current society. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of them actually give back. A lot of so-called game beggars that may go to jail and then they'll come back out and they say, I don't want my other brothers and sisters to go through that same situation. Let me go back and use myself as an example and help redeem the community. To let them know my path isn't the way to go. Go this path, And let me push you, from that thought process you had where you can't do anything else but this game banking, which is a mentality, and people grow into that mentality. You think that people want to be, in the society that they're in. Nah, they usually get forced into it because of the same like-minded individuals that you grow up at, man. And it's tough. It's tough to break that mold, man, and redeem yourself and say, I can do more. There's more for me, and I can't achieve that. Regardless of what else is going on in my surroundings, man, it takes a lot to do that, man.
That's what's up.
But yeah, I believe that there is still some out there, maybe not as common as it's been projected, but I do believe there's something out there.
That's what's up. So Fabi, let me ask you.
Okay.
Is there examples that you can think of in your life, times that you've had to redeem yourself?
Oh, I got to think about that one.
Okay.
Moments where I have to redeem myself.
How about you, CD? Is there a time that you?
Let me marinate on that.
Yeah. You just marinate that. I want to get that CD.
Yeah.
Because I think CD may have some situations
Sometimes
where
he had to redeem himself.
Yeah.
Oh.
He may have to redeem himself after this conversation. I don't know.
Dude, I was in Catholic school.
Me too.
You know what I mean? In Van Ness.
Wow.
St. Anthony's. Actually, that's my little brother. That wasn't me.
Okay.
That wasn't me. Redemption for me, yes. I've had examples in my life, to be very transparent, where I've had to redeem myself.
Okay.
From being a womanizer in my life, not really valuing a relationship that a woman shares with me, the time that she's sharing with me, and thinking that I can just, brush that off like it doesn't really mean anything. So, as I became an adult in my 30s, I had to really evaluate what my true intentions were when I started to date a woman.
Okay.
Right, because I had broken so many women when I was in my 20s.
Right.
So I have been on a road of redemption in that area of my life and understanding what a relationship is. Because when you're a man that's out there just chasing skirts or being a womanizer, you're really minimizing your ability to develop relationship skills.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's why you keep going from one relationship to the next, from the next to the next. So that's what I had to struggle with, and now I think I'm on a good redemptive path, and I really value relationships that I get into, whether they're friendships or relationships with women.
Okay.
Just making sure that I'm valuing the time and I'm present when I'm with people.
Right. You're in the moment.
That's right.
Okay. That's a good example.
Okay.
I could probably think of one with my father, and I don't even know if that would be considered that, but in my mind it was. The last year of my father's life, he was in a rehabilitation center, and I was the medical proxy. And for those of you who don't know what that is, I basically had to make all the decisions for him because he wasn't able to make any decisions for himself. He had suffered a stroke, and this was his second stroke, so it was very severe. So he lost the ability to speak, walk, and even eat on his own and use the bathroom, everything. So going down there, he was in Miami at the time, and having to take care of all those things, and I decorated the room. That was my way of redeeming myself because we had lost contact. Not lost contact, but physically lost contact for years. So I was trying to make things right, I was redeeming myself in that sense that I just want him to know that I was there, and that was just my way of making peace with myself. Whatever was going to happen in the future, and I had no idea what was going to happen, and obviously we know now. But so I know I can sleep with peace at night and know that I did my very best before he passed away. Yeah.
You know what? I think we have a caller. We got a caller online.
Okay.
Do we have a caller on the line?
Yeah. Welcome to If I Ruled the World Radio. We are talking about redemption. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, my name is Rose. How are you today?
Oh, Rose. Hey, Rose.
Hey, Fab. How are you?
Good.
Hey, Toy.
Hey, how's it going? Well, definitely welcome you to the show. You have a question or a statement or a story about redemption you want to share with us?
I have a question and a story as well.
Okay.
And my question is that how do you forgive someone that has done so many things to you and they will not apologize for what they done? Even though you have forgiven them, but you still want to you still want them to apologize. And I want to know the answer to that because I'm having a hard time dealing with that.
Okay, well, we kind of discussed that on episode 8. What does forgiveness mean to you? And I kind of answered that same question you had. I had to accept a apology from a lot of people that I never received. It's almost like you have to almost pretend like they said, "Hey, I'm sorry, I apologize," and forgive them.
Right.
Because if they haven't apologized by now, then they probably are never going to. You know what I mean? So you can't force someone, because you don't want a fake apology anyway. Some people be like, "I'm sorry," it's not real, it's not genuine, it's not sincere, so you don't want that anyway. So you just have to forgive them and accept that apology from them.
And and sometimes people don't know how to apologize.
Yes.
Sometimes when somebody does wrong to you, it's so deep embedded, they kind of try to forget about it and hope you forget about it. And it kind of, it haunts them to even think about it or to even bring it forward. Sometimes you have to be the bigger person to be able to release that tension off your shoulders and just let them know that, hey, I forgive you.
Right.
And just give them a straight, honest feeling that they know what you're talking about. And that actually will release that tension from them, and it will clear you as well also, so you can move forward as well. Sometimes you actually do that. You need to do that because you won't get that actual apology, and you'll be waiting forever. The person won't do it because they don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to, which is also very difficult to do. But if you can, build that up in yourself to be able to say, you know what, I'll forgive them. Not even that, I'll go further and let them know that I forgave them.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Rose? I actually have an example of someone just recently. There's a lot of people. I made a list of people that I wanted apologies from.
Is that your favorite ex?
No. I don't want an apology from him.
You think I forgot? I ain't forget.
Why would I want an apology from my favorite ex?
I'm just saying.
He's my favorite ex for a reason. He don't need to apologize. No. This guy, he's not a favorite anything. No, but I actually had my prayer time, and I forgave him, and I actually asked my source to bless him in his career, in his endeavors, because what he did to me was had to do with money, and he stole some stuff. He was dishonest, and he did it because he was in a tough position. And so when I did that, guess what? Within a few days, guess who called me? That same guy.
Wow.
And I had to talk to him in a minute.
Wow.
Did you take the call?
I missed the call the first time, and I ended up calling him back, and then he missed my call, and then we played phone tag for a minute. But I kept calling. I could have just been like, I ain't calling him because I'm already not liking him. But I just literally had a prayer time about him, specifically about him, and asked my source to bless him in his career endeavors. So I finally called him. I hit him again. We finally talked, and he was like, "Fab, I know we haven't talked in a minute, but I wanted to call to apologize." How about that?
That's
do you still look at that person knowing that what they done? How do you look at them still? And how do you let them get away? My thing is, I want everybody that has done me wrong just to be put on blast.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. To be put on blast. I know exactly what you mean. Okay, prepare a table before my enemies, right? Okay, yeah. Well, guess what? But he did that. He made him call me. I didn't ask him to call me. He called me and apologized. And and then when you do that, he'll be put on public. Don't worry. Whoever did what.
Rose, I think your question is awesome, but
yes.
As all the examples that they shared, I think it's about self-awareness and spiritual or just maturity in life in general. So I think forgiveness isn't for them. It'll be for you
yourself,
because you'll be able to continually grow in your life in terms of relationships and in your self-awareness, right? So when you see that person the next time, even though right now you may want to put them on blast, and I feel you on that. We want to blast him. We want to make sure he feel it. But you know what? Once you do that, you're still going to be left with that residual hurt. And it's not going to move away. So as you move away with your self-awareness and your maturity, and you start to not even worry about that thing that happened, it's so far past you that you will have moved on to bigger and better things. So that's why forgiveness is good for you, and they will find out in their own path and their own journey in life.
Right.
I truly understand that, but my thing, I have forgive them, and I have a relationship with the man upstairs with God.
Yes.
But my thing is the hurt is still there.
The
And
hurt
every
is still-
time you see something on TV or you see somebody being molested or something happen to a child, it triggers everything back up.
So you need peace of mind. That's what it sounds like.
Right. Definitely. That's what I need, a peace of mind, because I'm constantly, if I see something on TV, it triggers it. If I hear something on the news,
yeah, I can understand.
it just takes me to a whole different level. And because of that, I'm not able to love anyone but my kids and God.
Got it. I can relate to that.
Yeah, we can now. And we understand that just because you forgive someone doesn't mean that you forget about it.
No.
The scars don't go away.
No, they don't. But
So
it can get better over years.
Yeah,
No
it
doubt.
can, and it takes time. It takes time, and there's other, ways you can do to sort of cope with it and kind of deal with it until the healing becomes, very helpful for you to move forward. But yeah, we don't, first of all, you shouldn't expect it to immediately go away.
It takes time.
It takes time.
Yeah.
But just to know that you're taking the steps to acknowledge that you want it to go away.
Yes.
And you don't want it to hold you back.
That's right.
Right.
Now, and you say you also had a story or something else you want to say?
Yeah, my story is I have been molested by so many people in my life, my dad, my mom, family members. And my thing is I moved on, but sometimes it's just, I feel dirty. I feel unwanted. I just have a stain. And I just want to ask you guys, because I've been following you guys with deep love. How do you deal with that? How? My story is so much that since I was 2 years old, I could see my dad molesting me. Then I see my mom. And my thing is, how do women, as a child, you go through that, how do you live daily in loving yourself? Because I don't love myself. That's the honest truth. I have no love for myself.
Wow.
I have no love for myself.
Oh. The thing is, but you do have love for yourself because you're still breathing and you're speaking to us right now. You're still moving. If you didn't have any love for yourself, you wouldn't be able to even pick up the phone and call anyone.
That's right.
That's real depression. That's when you just shut down all the way.
And the love you're sharing right now is by you sharing
this story.
Your story, because you're not the only one that this happened to. I know you feel like at that time you was by yourself, and it was an unfortunate issue, but by you loving yourself and by you moving forward and expressing, your feelings and stuff, and that somebody else can probably listen and know that, wow, I felt the exact same way, and and I don't know what to do either. I think the first thing you have to do is really know that it's not your fault, and you're not
alone,
and you're not alone.
Yes.
And once you start taking steps to realize that there was nothing that you done or could have done to have changed that, that's just something, a very terrible thing that happened, and that you have to be able to start to rebuild yourself, or kind of say, redeem yourself, to know that you are a very beautiful person. You was created for a purpose, and it wasn't for that individual to do that to you, but for you to be stronger and share this insight with you, maybe help maybe other women redeem themselves. Use that. Use any kind of other outlet out there to be able to slowly, gradually redeem yourself, and know that you are a very special individual, and the stuff that has happened to you, you had no control over that, and that deep down inside, that there's a bigger purpose for you and for this story, and we do thank you for sharing it with us, and hopefully it will touch somebody else's heart out there also, and give them the option to look forward and try to redeem themselves as well. But,
I think I have an idea. I think you should share your testimony with other people who were molested in their lives, other victims of molestation. I think that you're actually, I think you were chosen to be a champ, actually. I think that you were chosen to be a leader because you made it through. You're still alive.
I made it through.
You made it through, and you sound good.
And think about
you're still fighting through. You made it, but
it's okay. You can still fight through, but you can fight right through it. That's the whole key word, through it.
You got to keep fighting, and you got to think about it. Think about how strong you are, that you made it through that, and you're still here. There are movies made about stories like that.
Yes, there is.
And those are true champions.
They're the heroes.
That's right. They are the heroes. They are the heroes of the movies. Those movies gross the most amount of money.
Yes, they do.
Those touch the most hearts. Those stories. Now, not to say that yours may be a movie, but just by you sharing that, you're going to touch someone, and you're going to help someone. Improve their life, and know that they'll have to stay in that little, that little tight hole where they think that there's no way out of it. It's all black and it's just them. you want to give them an opportunity for light, an opportunity to grow, to know that you still have the rest of your life to live.
Yes,
And you don't want that portion of it to hold you back. And sharing would definitely help that.
And the road of redemption is not a lonely road, so you need to have people on that road with you.
Yes.
Whether that's support groups.
That's the point. I just have my kids in God because I trust no one.
I get
right,
it.
I get that. Maybe we can do some research and find some support groups, and we can get in touch with you with that.
Okay, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be. Because I think you're actually a hero.
That's right.
You
are
are
a soldier. So
that's right. And
keep your head up.
Make sure you send me an email. If I ruled the world radio @gmail.com. I want to know what area you're in so that Fab and I and the team here can be able to search and kind of find whatever assistance any groups is out there to be able to assist you on that road. And I want you to know that you're not alone now. You got 3 more soldiers with you right now.
That's right.
It's gonna help you get through it.
We'll walk with
my
you.
angels, yes. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate
Thank you for
guys.
sharing your story and being
Thank you.
transparent and vulnerable.
All right.
Much love, you guys.
Yes,
Much love.
God bless.
Keep up the good work. God has greater things for you guys.
And hold on to
thank
him.
It's all
you.
over.
Hold on to him. Don't let him go.
Don't let him go.
Not much love.
He'll never
Much
let
love.
you go.
Much love, you guys.
Okay,
Thank you for
be
calling.
blessed.
You're welcome. Have a blessed holidays.
You
Thank
too.
you too.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow. Now,
That was real.
That was real. And that was powerful.
That was
and,
real.
And that's what this show is about.
Yeah.
Giving people a voice. And what is our motto?
Together we can heal the world.
There you go.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a great example when we talk about redemption, and this life that we live is a journey, and it's a road that we're on, and
Right.
we shouldn't be on this road alone. There's people that's going to walk on that journey for different parts of that in our life.
Yes.
There's going to be somebody who's going to be here, they're going to be at this portion, maybe the middle portion of your life, maybe the 2/3 portion of your life, but not to be alone, and that redemptive properties or that we're not supposed to be on that road by ourselves. So joining support groups is something that was very helpful for me during my redemption transition.
Yeah.
Hearing other people's stories empowered me when I didn't have any empowerment to empower myself.
Right.
When they talk about iron sharpening iron, that's
Yes.
people
Right.
sharing their stories and their testimonies
What
with
you
one
just
another. Regardless of whether it's in work, whether it's in relationships, whatever it is in life, we're not alone. Everyone wants to be heard, and everybody has a story to tell.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right.
You know.
Everyone's path is unique. And if you're able to express, and share your path through someone, then you can probably help someone else get through a hard time in their lives as well. So it's very helpful and very therapeutic to be able to share.
It is.
Any tragic or any hard times in your life as well. It is very therapeutic.
I think she felt better towards the end of the phone call.
Yeah, I
That's
think
awesome.
so too. I hope so.
Yeah.
So.
That's why we're here.
That's why
Yes.
we're here. And right now you have like I said, you have a new family here, Rose.
That's
That's
right.
right.
So
That's
we here.
right, Rose.
If I Rule the World is your family, so anytime you want to call in, and I definitely, like I said, send me that email at if I Rule the World radio @gmail.com. We're going to do all I can to give you some
And
information.
let me just share this. So I'm not an expert. I'm not a relationship expert. I'm
Right.
not a spiritual expert. But I'm somebody who can share my testimony. I can share my story. I can share my journey.
Yeah.
And if my journey can help someone else get empowerment from that,
Yeah.
then that's exactly what this is for, right? So
Right.
that's exactly why we're here, right? For relationships. This life is about relationships.
It is. Yes. Of all sorts.
No doubt, without question.
Of all sorts.
Right. And if you think that this show is actually doing a lot of good and helping you out, we're trying to promote our Indiegogo page. As you can see right now, we're going to try to put it up there for you. We're just trying to make this show, accessible to everyone. We want you to be able to call in. We want you to be able to comment. We want you to give us show ideas. We want this show to be your show. And if you believe that this show can be something bigger and better, we just ask, $1, $5, $10. I mean, if you want, you can contact me on my Facebook page and inbox me or inbox Fabiola or CD, and we'll give you the link.
Yes.
Like I said, we don't ask for much, but every little bit does help,
Yes.
and it's helped us move forward with the show so we can be able to help other individuals heal the world.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Kathy Feliciano, for your donation.
Yes. Kathy actually inboxed me. She couldn't find the link. So she inboxed me and asked me during our last show, and I inboxed her, and within 20 minutes, she wanted to make sure she was the first one. So thank you very much, Kathy. I definitely appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Kathy.
And we appreciate everybody
Much love.
that's listening and supporting us, and we thank Rose for calling in. And this was all for, man. This is for you. This is your show. So, but this is actually the end of the show, and we'll be back next week. I want to say, everyone, Feliz Navidad. Enjoy your holidays.
Yes.
That's right.
Joyeux Noel.
CD.
That's right. Yup. If I rule the world.
Fabiola.
All right. Have a Merry Christmas. Joyeux Noel. Feliz Navidad.
There you go. We'll see you next time.
CD, I'm out.
Bye.
I just want to.
A special thanks to our sponsor, MCA, with membership as low as $9.99 a month. Go to motorclubvip.com. If you enjoyed that promo track during our show, you can reach out to him at artisticcreativeenergy.com.